Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the Outside View presented by Women's Cricket Zone and brought to you by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness, MRI Hospitals and MPL Sports Foundation. A spin-heavy day, a wind-heavy day in Wellington there, and Bangladesh have managed to score 135 runs. To discuss the action that has unfolded so far, I have alongside me Shathira and Julia. Welcome both of you. First time Australia and Bangladesh facing each other in the 50 over format. Bangladesh batting first. And coming to you, Shathira, initial overs, they played the Pacers well. Probably we were thinking that that might create problems for them, but 33 for no loss took their time. And the start that Bangladesh got today was good enough.
Yeah, obviously, the starting was according to their plan. Like they want to stay in the wicket, and after that, they will take the runs. But unfortunately, they could stay in the wicket. They have negotiated the good pacers with the wind, and they have never played with this kind of condition before, and this much of windy, and the bowlers were bowling 117 and 18. They were really very quick, and it was very difficult. And if you saw the wicket, the fielding setup, oh, it was like amazing. And once I thought like it's being like test match, and Bangladeshi batters never play that kind of windy situation, never ever, and with the quick bowlers. And they have negotiated that particular phase, first phase, when the ball was new and power play was going on and it was very windy. They have negotiated very nicely, and 33 of no loss, it was, I think, is great start. But after that, when first wicket got fall, after that the second wicket gone, and Farjana came, Nigar Sultana came, they were struggling. They have spent lots of time in the wicket. Farjana played 22 balls and Nigar played 30 balls. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it long. So with
Yeah.
that point, I think they become very slow. End of the day, see, you have 4 wickets in your hand, but the run is not enough in the scoreboard. They were thinking like they have to stay in the wicket, but we don't have big hard hitters batter in the team, so they couldn't uh, uh, complete it. Like they have wicket in their hand, but they were trying their level best, but it was not enough to hit a six or hit a boundary maybe. But I'll say Lata and Salma played nicely, but end of the day, I'll say again, it is not a very good total in the on the scoreboard to chase. Like for Australia or for any team in the World Cup, actually, 136 is not a good total. 35.
Okay, so let's just have a look as to how the batting turned out for Bangladesh today. Let's have a look at the batting scorecard first. Obviously, the openers gave her team a pretty good start there with Murshida Khatun and Sharmin Akhtar, 12 runs, 24 there. But then Farjana Haq, obviously, she completed 1,000 runs in the format. That was a good milestone that she reached. And then Nigar Sultana would have wanted to get the team to a good total there, played 30 balls, 7 runs, and Rumana Ahmed, Lata, Mondal, and Salma Khatun there. So this is what the batting scorecard reads. If I have to come to you, Julia, how would you sum up Bangladesh batting today? They played seamers well, but then they just seemed to struggle when the spin was introduced, and then 135 is what they managed.
Yeah, just that bit of pace off the ball. I think, as was mentioned before, that it is very difficult for Bangladesh to find the boundary when they've got to try and generate that pace themselves. Obviously, with the field up and only 2 back on the boundary, and with the pace coming on, and it was real struggle early for Australia with the wind. And they found the boundary reasonably well. They're going at 4s for the end of the power play, so that was a great start for Bangladesh. just with the loss of one wicket. Australia would have not been happy about that. I know that they like to take a few wickets in the power play. So well done to Bangladesh, but they do like scoring square of the wicket. We saw a lot of the shots that they were getting out on against spin, trying to generate the pace was horizontal bat shots, and they were getting top edges and caught in different areas. Great catch from Rachel Haynes at short square as well, off a sweep shot as well. But those sort of things are what they need to keep working on, is how can they generate pace against spinners and not just always be across the line and relying on sweep shots and hitting square of the wicket. How are they going to try and get over the top? We saw Ramana Ahmed got caught at mid-off trying to go over the top straight against Gardner. So if I was the coach, I'd be saying, fantastic effort. You got out trying to go over the top where there's plenty of space behind. So to me, that's just one of the areas that they need to work on, is that aerial game a little straighter, or even hitting along the ground straighter against the spinners, to really start generating some extra runs off the spinners, and not making it just being a 4-ball all the time. You can still knock around your singles to keep supplementing the boundaries that you're getting. But generally, I thought, 6 for 135. It's certainly, we've seen a few close chases on a number like this. I know Australia hasn't been involved, but at the same time, they'll be wanting to knock this off reasonably early, but that potentially creates opportunities for Bangladesh, because again, they haven't seen them before. And it could be exciting, particularly with this the spin heavy attack that Bangladesh have as well.
And of course, if you talk about the batters there, even Nigar Sultana, in the interview I saw that was broadcasted before the match, that she was saying that we haven't played Australia ever. We have this video analysis, we have those all study, that homework that we can do, but still facing the opponent is altogether different ball game, and you need to have that kind of an experience against a bowling unit. So in that case, if you have to look at the innings of Lata Mondal, Shathira, she has played a patient knock today, but probably that was needed for someone to stay firm on the pitch and hold the fort of the side from one end.
Obviously, Lata Mandal played very well today. In last match also, she played well. And if you see, she was not in the 11 from the first match. And when she got chance, she is doing well. Basically, she is a top order batter. But she have done opening also. So if you have one best batter in your team and she's going too late, so she doesn't have a lot of thing to do, I think. So when she have done her 100%, she have given her 100%, but she can improvise the ball as well. So whenever she needs, she can utilize it. But when she went, it was too late. And after that also, she played very well. And this is the first time they are facing Australia, and they're not scared. That is the main thing. Like, the team like Australia is like a dream for us. Like, when we'll play with Australia, it's like a dream for us. So this is like a dream for the Bangladeshi girls, because they are really very young. Whatever it is, they have played 40 matches, 42 matches, but they are really very young, most of the players. They have only one more senior player, that is Salma maybe, and Jahanara. Even Jahanara is young at their age. So they are very excited to play in this label and the big team. Australia, it is in top form in this World Cup and top favorite. So they were little bit conscious about them also. Like, they doesn't, like last match, they were their batting lineup collapsed. So they, back of the mind, it was in their mind, like they have to play a decent game. Whatever it is, they knows that maybe they are not going to win with Australia, but they doesn't want to collapse the batting order. So that is the main thing. That's why they were trying to stay in the wicket, and they were trying to get some runs. That end of the day, it is a decent total in the scoreboard.
So just continuing this thought further, just to all our viewers out there, if you have any questions, you can put in there. And our experts will, of course, get them answered. And I guess we have one question regarding Bangladesh batting only, if we can have that next. So Tricia Reynolds is saying that for a team who has never faced Australia in an ODI before, I thought they did well. I was expecting them to get bowled out, but they didn't. They did better than New Zealand and West Indies, who Australia bowled out in their innings. Julia, would you like to take that one?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Trisha. Good point. No, Bangladesh did very well. The only problem is exactly what we've been talking about, is the fact that just their slow sort of strike rate probably the fact that they're not as attacking makes it more difficult to get those wickets. And I suppose against West Indies and New Zealand, they're trying to be a little more attacking, trying to really tick it over, get those bigger scores. So generally, the less that teams are going hard at you, the harder it is to get them out. But at the same time, they've got 135 runs on the board, and they're Australia still have to score those. So well done to Bangladesh.
Definitely. Well done to Bangladesh, and getting to Australia's bowling now. We were expecting something like this, a good performance coming in from there. But first, mentioning about Ashley Gardner, of course, she completed her 50 wickets in international cricket today in the ODI format. And the first wicket that we saw that she took was a planned one, wasn't it? Haynes was standing there, and that good catch from Haynes also, and then you got Rumana Ahmed. So that was a threat from the Bangladesh side. Probably that could have changed the course of the game. But how impressive was Ashley Gardner today, Julia?
Yeah, she's good. She's getting better and better. It's always sort of been her second string. She's just such a great batter and a good finisher for Australia. But she's been really working hard on her bowling, trying to get up and over the ball, making sure that she's getting some good revs and some good spin on the ball, and also being able to bowl from both sides of the wicket as well. So, yeah, I thought she bowled pretty well today. Good areas, good little bit of drop. Obviously, wind helps. Like, that's the spinner's dream. They're certainly not going to get belted back over their head if they're bowling with it. And if they're bowling into it, they get nice drop, and it can make it a lot tougher as well. So, yeah, I think Ash Gardner's been bowling well this whole tournament, really, after missing the first couple of games through COVID. But she's really making up for that at the moment, and really sort of becoming a bit of a frontline bowler for Australia.
Definitely, that's what we were talking about. That she was playing her first game against New Zealand, if I'm not wrong, and then it didn't seem she was playing the first game. It was like she was playing since the first time for Australia. Was looking in good rhythm with the ball, with the bat, and her evolution has been one that must be something that Australia would be proud of, and that's why we talk about their bench strength always. There's just one player from the Australian side who hasn't featured in this World Cup, I guess, Grace Harris, and they've tried everyone, and everybody in the team have got some game time. But if you can have a look at the bowling scorecard of Australia as well, the spinners, of course, dominated the proceedings today with, of course, Jess Jonathan giving you those 2 wickets, Ashley Gardner 2 wickets, Annabelle Sutherland with 1, and Megan Shute, of course, took 1 wicket. But again, that was a stumping good job by Lisa Healy behind the wickets. But Shathira, what would you make of Australia's bowling attack today? It was probably the spinners who came in and did the job for the side. The Bangladesh batters played the pacers well, but the spin attack just knew how to find the answers.
Yeah, obviously, look at the economy that everyone did at 3 point something their economy rate, and Jess Johnson, she was like 1 point something. The economy rate was great. So though it is not, like everyone didn't get lots of wicket because Bangladesh have lost only 6 wicket, but end of the day, if you see the scorecard 135, so it depends on the economy rate, how economy they were in the round. So they bowled in the right arena, and especially in the field, like fielding setup was great. So like most of the time in our country, maybe for Bangladeshi bowlers, you cannot set your fielders in the right place always. You cannot predict the batters, but Bangladesh is the team like Australia, they can set the fielding and one side, and the bowlers will do in the same place, and batters cannot improvise there. So with the fielding setup, bowling, and the batting strength, the everything was a beautiful plan, and the plan, they have executed the plan nicely.
Definitely. And if you have to now move on to the second innings that we're going to see, Bangladesh have put the total of 135 for Australia. Obviously, this is a modest total, but if you talk about Australia chasing totals, we've seen that they've chased some good totals against India and South Africa, and that would be something of a confidence booster for them as well. They've been good in giving targets, but they've chased them down in the league stages as well. So in all, they are all ready to face the teams in the semi-finals and the finals if they reach Julia.
Yeah, I think they'll. It's still 135 on the board. You don't want to get too complacent chasing a total like that. So to me, they'll just go out with the same mindset that they normally do. I don't think they'll be changing their order too much. I think they like to keep things fairly consistent at this stage. Most of the batters have had a pretty good hit out so far in this tournament, so I think they're going to be quite comfortable in the position they're in. So I think, to me, Australia have just got to make sure that their head's clear. They're not getting too far ahead of themselves. That it's only a small total, and just see just go through their usual routines of how they try and knock off some scores.
Of course, and the batters, the top order, the middle order, all have shined. In patches, we've seen half centuries coming in from almost the 4 5 top order batters from Australia. Meg Lannon from the last two matches celebrates her birthday today, so would want the team to just celebrate her birthday with a win, and probably that would be the sweetest cake that she would taste today. But of course, this is about Australia's batting. The total might not be too frightening. That total might not be too much of a concern for Australia at the moment. But if you have to talk about the bowling attack of Bangladesh, they have a spin heavy side as well. And we saw that the spinners got good help today in the match, Shatira. So that's something that would be going on in the minds of the Bangladesh spinner as well, to get those early breakthroughs. Might be make the situation a little bit tight for Australia and not make it a cakewalk.
Again, the planning will be same like last match. Maybe one side Salma and one side Janara will start because they doesn't have uh, the second pace bowler to start from the next. And yeah, they have obviously Ritu Moni and Lata Mondol, but they will come in the middle over. So Salma is very good in power play. Definitely, Australian batters are very very good, but they have to look about like look after Salma's bowl because she is one of the best bowler, and what I believe she is the best off spinner in the world. So in every team maybe they have good spinners, off spinner, but Salma Khatun is like a very special bowler, and she can understand the batters very well, and she is a very intelligent bowler definitely. So last match also she did very well, and they have to look Salma especially. And later on we have Rumana and Fahima, two leg spinners, and we had Nahida, one left arm spinner. So Australia team have to think about the spinners definitely, but it's not a very big total, so they have enough time in their hand, so they can play slowly, and they doesn't have any hurry for their run rate as well. So they can stay in the wicket and they can enjoy the match easily, because it's not a big total, and all the batters in a very good form. That is main thing. Like they're in very good shape, so they will definitely enjoy today's match.
And of course, considering the batting unit and the strength of the batting unit, probably today Elise Perry's absence wouldn't hurt Australia so much. We want her all fit for the important games, Julia. But then, same would be the thought process for the Bangladesh bowlers today, to just make sure that the spin has helped the Wellington pitch has helped the spinners, and we have some good spinners by our side, and they have done that. They have given some tight and some good fights against West Indies and South Africa, something that we were actually surprised and impressed with. So we might get to see a good fight yet again from the bowlers today.
Yeah, it was a really competitive game from Bangladesh against the West Indies, and obviously them beating Pakistan as well. So, yeah, they're not going to be taken lightly. Looking forward to seeing the spinners, already been mentioned by Shakira with the Salman Khatun. She's been fantastic, and Ramana Ahmed as well. I think she's been really, really good, pretty consistent as an all-rounder for Bangladesh this tournament. So, to me, I think Bangladesh should be really happy with how they've gone about a lot of things. They've got a few things to take back, obviously, and check off on how to continue to improve, but they've made huge inroads in the last sort of couple of years to get where they are now, and it's just fantastic to see.
And they have nothing to lose. It's a historic moment, and they would want to make most of it. Nigar Sultana would want the team to just give their best, and irrespective of whatever the result is. But defending this modest total, Shatira, uh, who would be your pick of the bowlers from Bangladesh? You mentioned quite a few. We know that it's spin heavy side. We of course have some good pace there with Jahanara Alam, an experienced campaigner as well. But who do you think is going to give Australia that give Bangladesh that early breakthroughs?
Um, Salma Khatun will be very economical, but she's not a very good wicket taker. But she is economical. But Nahida Akhtar will be a big threat for the Australia team, maybe.
So Nahida Akhtar is her pick, but I'll come to you, Julia, with a different prediction. Do you think Australia would chase it without much of a problem, or you think 2 3 wickets down? What's the scenario that you're thinking about right now?
Well, I know what I'd like, and I'd like to get them, 1 or 2 wickets down at the most, sort of chasing that total. It's Meg Lanning's birthday, so I'm going to pick, and she's on some great form, 97 and then 100 obviously the other day, and a player of the match, two games in a row. So she's really hitting her stride at the right time. So I'm picking that she'll be there at the end and knocking it over, hopefully just 1 or 2 down.
Definitely. Have a very good birthday, Meglan, and stay till the end and take Australia to their 7th win in this league stage. So, of course, we're all excited to see how the second innings also pans out. We'll join you for the post-match show. Until then, you stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket.